Welcome. Many of you may be preparing for the IELTS test. IELTS test is probably the most popular test which is prescribed by many countries, companies, and also educational institutions throughout the world for higher studies as well as for migration to English-speaking countries. It is one among the tests. There are other tests which are also adopted. There is TOEFL, there is PTE, Pearson Test of English. But then IELTS is probably the most popular test. IELTS is offered by two organizations in the world, or facilitated by two organizations, which are the British Council and the IDP Australia. IELTS, the entire course and content, the tests, the course content is owned by the Cambridge University. IELTS is a very robust test for several reasons. For one, it tests all the four essential skills that are necessary in English language. It tests the listening and reading skills, which are the receptive skills. And it also tests skills, which are the productive skills. Secondly, it's a very well-structured test. Each of these streams, speaking, writing, reading, and listening, are structured in such a way to assess your preparedness for the test as well as your proficiency in the English language. Of course, many people feel that IELTS is a difficult test, but not so. It is quite a doable test if you know the right way to prepare for that. IELTS is actually more of a methodology. So, when you do prepare for the IELTS test, it's more important that you become familiar with the methodology of the test and how to prepare and how to execute the test, rather than about in general English. Of course, if you are able to score very well in IELTS, it goes without saying that you probably are very good in English language generally. So it's a good indicator of both your proficiency in English language as well as your preparedness to take up the test. Now, IELTS has been taken by probably millions of students all over the world. And there are also many institutions which train students. There are many channels, many websites which claim to train the students on preparation for IELTS. But it's very important that when you are preparing for IELTS, you get prompt feedback. Feedback is a crucial part of learning. You can learn from any source, which will just be an input of information for you. So it can only be a knowledge gained. But for that to get applied and to develop in you the necessary confidence and the preparedness to take up the test, it's very important that you are able to go through a rigorous practice and feedback process. Let's look at the IELTS test as well as its preparation in a little more detailed manner in the next session.